I've also prepared a written statement in regards to the JI folks. If you'd like to, I don't know how we want to wedge that in.
I just think we keep it moving. I don't even unless you want it.
No, I don't need to give a written statement.
It's up to you.
This was the written statement.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Yes.
That is all.
Welcome, everybody, to Court Cousins, episode 51. My name is Kyle. I'm joined, as always, by my handsome, the ever-witty, my cousin, Jason the Pich. We've got a pretty damn good show for you, ladies and gentlemen. Some exciting things happening in the Orlando Magic world. We are going to check in with each other. We care about how each other's doing in the psychological check-in. We'll scour the interwebs in the social media roundup, looking for your tweets, twats, and posts about our beloved Orlando Magic. Can I say tweets anymore, Pich? I don't even know. Yeah, it's
what
not
X's now.
We'll scour the interwebs for your X's and your X's. It's not as funny a joke. Damn you, Elon Musk. After that, we have a very special guest, Jay, the super athlete we didn't even know about, for an episode of Court Cousins Down Under. And don't go anywhere, you sexy scallywags, you scoundrels. Stick around for the large ending. Before any of that hijinks and hilarity, though, do want to give a special shout out to all of our supporters on Patreon, the All-Stars and Second Cousins, Magic Player History, Bolby the Dawn, Paulo and Franz's Warmth, Andy, Dylan Holden, Drum, Rafael Perez, Breadhead, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, Connor, and Yachty.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Classic.
Cold beer!
Oh, yes, cold beer too. Thank you, Pich, for that shot.
Beer.
Yeah, gotta have
I went
it.
to the Brewers-Rangers game recently. A guy was doing a lot of yelling. I was like, I gotta use that for my shout out. Brewers swept the series, by the way. Brew Crew, let's go.
I love your pulling inspiration from everywhere, Pich. That's why I love you. Creative genius.
If I don't pull inspiration from everywhere, I'd have nothing.
Well, you are a sponge. You're pulling inspiration from everywhere. We did not pull a winner for any prize packs or giveaways. Every month we give away a jersey. We're trying to get to our goal on Patreon of $200 a month. And then every episode we'll give away something. We'll give away a jersey, and then the other show will be giving away a prize pack of some sort. So thank you so much again for everyone that supports us on the Patreon. It helps to pay for all the subscriptions like Podbean to get it up and running, our digital design software, our streaming software. All that stuff is a monthly fee. It adds up. So thank you again for helping to support that. And if you're not able to throw down at the Patreon, it's all good. A like, subscribe, a comment, feed the Overlord algorithm, just help us out.
Even easier, tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Then maybe they'll get in on it,
There you go. It's a good time to become a Orlando Magic fan, Pete. You're absolutely right. Get your friends that are on the fence on the bandwagon and use the Court Cousins as your gateway drug.
Yeah, make sure they're at the back, though, but they can get on. Now's the time. Now's the time. Like next year, I don't want them jumping on. You want to get on now? Let's do it.
Okay. All right, you're accepted. You're accepted until the start of the season. Peach will allow it. Before we get into the social media universe, how you doing, Peach? We're no longer living together. I miss the heck out of you. I know some excitement went down. You were texting me this week about some cool things, but I want to know truly how you doing today for our social emotional check-in, the psychological check-in.
Yeah, we'll talk about one of those cool things I did earlier. And I was going to yield my time to you, but there's no way I want to follow you and what I think you're about to say in yours. So
oh shit!
I'll just say, I think based on the picture that I see here that you weren't going to talk about.
No,
that.
I wasn't going to talk about that.
You should think about it.
Let me do a quick editing job. Continue, Peach.
But so I've chosen this picture here of Cole and Greg Anthony because I've been tired. I've been working a lot, but you know what? It's hard to find a picture of Cole Anthony tired. Google it. Look. Good luck. But I switched gears a little bit and put myself kind of in the shoes of Greg Anthony right here, because I've been at work a lot training some new people, training people basically off the streets to learn how to drive a Zamboni in an NHL practice facility. There's a certain amount of stress that comes along with that. Yesterday, I kicked them both out of the nest and was kind of watching them go out there for on their own. Have to make it nice in 15 minutes, get back here safely. Cross the old fingers. One of the most stressful days of the year, and I had them both of them on the same day. But they did a good job, so I was as proud as Greg Anthony is here of Cole. I'll probably never have children of my own, so everybody that I train to drive has sort of become like my kids or my peoples, even though one of these guys is definitely older than me. And so shout out to you. If I've ever trained you to drive at any rank across the country, I've trained lots of people. And that feels like you're part of my tree somehow, right? Like sort of at least my work tree, my work family tree. So it got a little bit bigger, and a couple new guys now. Once they're trained up, now I can. Sundays are coming up, football. I'll be able to sit home and watch them for the first time in years because I've got guys that are trained. So it was worth putting in the extra effort then so that I can hopefully spend more time in the lazy boy on Sundays going forward. But this pales in comparison to the psychological check-in of my redheaded cousin. Take it away, sir.
There are so many images. I don't want to blow by all of them. Pich as the teacher, the mama bird, kicking people out of the nest. It's beautiful. Letting them fly. Seeing training and seeing them fly. And the the Jason Pichet, the tree, coaching, Zamboni tree, ice rink facilities tree. That's probably a deep tree. That you could put that up against the Pop tree, I'm sure. Some of the other big coaches out there, the Pat Riley tree. I think it would stand up. So
it's a good sized tree already, and guess what? Still kind of a sapling. Plenty of time.
Yes, I will probably get in trouble if my lady watches this, because this is my psychological check-in. It is Cole Anthony with his arm around a young man. Cole Anthony recently hosted a basketball camp. It looked pretty dang high level. Like, dude, there was some video of it on his Instagram. Check it out if you haven't. Guys were whizzing around. It looks like high school prospects. Like, these dudes have talent. And, you know, he was there with coaches, playing with the players, giving them some tips. And I am about to have students tomorrow as of the recording of this Sunday evening. So on Monday, I will have students in front of me. It comes with a certain amount of anxiety, but I've been doing this for 11 years. I think this is my 11th year teaching. So it's like riding a bike. Yeah, I'll get back into it once I see students in front of me. That definitely made me feel good. But I guess the big news that Pich was alluding to is, in fact, I did get engaged over the break. We took a little hiatus. Yes, let's throw the applause in for that one. We took a little bit of a hiatus from recording stuff because we were both busy and there wasn't much magic shit happening. I went to Acadia National Park with the lady, found a nice rock face overlooking the Atlantic Ocean, and told her how she was very special to me and got down on one knee, and luckily she said yes. So very excited. More news to come. All types of things to plan now. But I feel like a nice moment of clarity here, Pich. I feel very happy and lucky. And I'm moving forward here into this life adventure with just a wonderful woman. So I'm feeling very blessed, feeling very energetic right now. Excited to get back to students and, with a huge life milestone just gone by.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to hear. Congratulations to you and Nadra. Obviously, both a big part of this show.
Yeah.
It's been really cool to watch you guys kind of grow together, and, I couldn't be happier for you. So I'm looking forward to whatever kind of hijinks there is for this wedding. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we will. And hijinks will ensue. They always do when you get us two together, Pich. So let's get into some of the hilarity and the interesting things that you all posted about our beloved Orlando Magic in the social media roundup. Let's not bury the lead. Let's start where we need to start. Paulo, this is a post from... Hold on, I got to get it. Post from the Magic Report.
Magic Report.
Yep. Tell them about the Rookie of the Year, baby. Paolo Banchero puts the basketball world on notice after an emphatic 21-point performance versus New Zealand 21 points, 4 boards, 4 blocks, 8 of 10 from the floor. You got to be kidding me. 2 of 2 from three-point line. He got to the line a couple times, probably took 5 or 6 free throws. Don't have that in front of me, but in just 19 minutes. Now remember, 10-minute quarters, so there's only 40 possible to go around as opposed to the NBA 12. But at half of the game, doing that level of damage, it was a dominant performance. Granted, this is New Zealand, ladies and gentlemen. The All Blacks had a very impressive pregame performance with the haka, I believe, is the ceremonial dance that the teams will often do to get prepared for a sporting event. The U.S. men's team was not fazed. They said, that's a nice dance, but you should have put more practice into the basketball floor, because they wiped the floor with them. We're going to talk about it in a little bit, but I was a little bit anxious going into this FIBA, how Paolo would do, but luckily he's playing behind Jarrett Jackson Jr., who also likes to foul, so he got 20 minutes in this game. Pich, have you watched it yet? Have you seen the highlights?
No. I've seen like a few clips here and there on Instagram, and that's about it. Yeah, I have not seen anything about it.
Okay, well,
I thought it was already done, actually. So
yeah, well, it is done now, but let me get your take on this, because you don't need to have watched the game to see this. So, Paolo Banchero comes off the bench. The starters are getting it. They're losing to New Zealand to start the game. All right, they're not doing well. And Paolo comes in after Jaren Jackson Jr. gets into foul trouble and just starts cooking, and taking what the game is giving him, and really was the energy off the bench. Again, 4 blocks, 1 just very demonstrative, just killed this guy and his whole basketball playing career. But Brian Windhorst says the story on ESPN runs, Austin Reeves leads the way as U.S. wins FIBA World Cup opener. At Magic Since Mac, Tracy McGrady legacy advocate says, "I'm sorry, what? This is absurd." Pich, what's your take on this? So you didn't see the game, but you can give.
Can I get a line? Can I get a line on Reeves? Do you have that?
I'll get that for you just right now.
I mean, that would affect quite a bit, I think, where I land on this. But I think what we see here is Brian Windbag just doing his thing. He's been told to write stories about certain things, and I'm sure he's just deciding to make Austin Reeves a star, because he seems to be a media darling everyone wants to jump on, because look, here's a white guy that's excelling in the NBA, everybody. And it's like, just can't he be a human being? He's a player. But what was he, in fact? Did he lead the way? Tell me those numbers.
He did not lead the way, Pich. He had 12 points and 6 rebounds.
Well, any assists in there, or like how are you leading the way with 12 and 6?
No, he wasn't leading the way. That's the whole point.
Not even close.
No.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to be crystal on that. I had a feeling that's why you brought this up. But 12 and 6 is not leading the way. I mean, maybe if he hits a shot at the buzzer to win the game or something like that. But like, there's no reason to be doing that. You should pick the highest scorer or the guy who actually led the way, and write the article about that. So it sounds like Brian probably had this article already ready to go, and just, you know what I mean? Like, and so I think it gets skewed, but I'm not going to consider this a slight, although it is.
Yeah,
Paolo should be getting the run here, but I think this is year 2 for the young buck, so he still needs to carve a deeper path to demand that he be included as the top name on all these stories and stuff like that. And I think it's one of those situations we've talked about where somebody's sleeping on one of our players again, right? What do we say here? Let them sleep. Like that's why we're welcoming people on the bandwagon. Now is a time where you can still safely hop on, right? Like, the world's not up his butt. They're not putting him on every billboard, so it's okay to get on now. It's when he makes that leap, which I think will come this year, that then it'll be like, all right, now you're all just jumping on. So I think we're still at the tail end of him getting his due respect, unfortunately.
I think everything you said was true. Brian Windhorst probably already had it written, but he's definitely click hunting. I mean, the media, the basketball world, America is looking for the great white hope of basketball, U.S. basketball player. Jokic apparently doesn't do. The white Europeans is not good enough. So, and that's why Austin Reeves probably stayed in L.A. Playing next to LeBron James helps that. You know, he's definitely being overhyped for what he's producing. Hey, great player, though. Very good player. But Paolo, that is getting definitely slighted. And I'm wondering if he's taking it to heart a little bit and seeing it. As I was preparing to watch the games, it's, you know, they have the player shots, looking mean, maybe doing a pose. Oh, there's Jaren Jackson Jr., there's Jalen Brunson, there's Tyrese Halliburton, there's Anthony Edwards. Who was missing? Paolo Banchero was missing. And I'm thinking to myself, as this game is getting started, this is a little insulting to Paolo. I don't know if I like this situation for him. He's being slighted. People aren't giving him the attention. Is he going to get the minutes to be able to do something? And boy, he just came in and he put everyone on notice. Brian Windhorst should be on notice. Everyone should be on notice around the world, because he came in and didn't relinquish that spot. He made it very hard for Steve Kerr to put Jaren Jackson Jr. back in. And once Triple J came in and got a quick foul, it was like, all right, well, I'm going right back to Paolo, because the man is crushing it. He was facilitating in the center of the floor, taking step back threes. I mean, blocking people, going up extremely vertically and blocking. And that kind of brings me to this point that Cortez brought up.
Before you jump to this point, I just want to say that on those player introductions, I think somebody who needs to be paying attention is probably Mikal Bridges, with your pointing the gun at the camera, taking a few shots and pulling it back, like Jaren Jackson Jr. doesn't have a teammate on his other team that couldn't have done that. If John Morant had been on that team and had done that, he'd have been suspended for a whole heap of games. So I don't understand why he gets to get away with it. It's just be a little more conscious about what's going on, bro.
I think he's fine, dude. Until you get your first charge, you can make all the, finger guns you want, bro.
He's just a big Yosemite Sam fan, right?
Exactly. Yeah. He's taking us back to childhood, baby.
All right.
But with Paolo playing behind Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5, the question comes up for us that Cortez and Malik were debating over here on Twitter. Cortez P says, I'll be shocked if he, I think meaning Coach Mosley, plays P5 at the center, LOL. Malik says, I absolutely will not be. Offensively, the possible benefits, especially if somehow J.I. is a healthy rotation player, of Paolo at the 5 demand at least to be explored this season, my man. So what are you thinking about Paolo at the 5 right now, Pich? Are you okay with him getting this much time playing what would be, for us, he played the 4 and very few minutes at the 5. He's playing out of position, potentially for us. How do you feel about that over the summer?
Well, it's been a long time since I've been on Twitter, or X as they call it now, so I've been enjoying my time away from Malik, but here he is back on the show. This isn't a super hot take, to be honest. I get the concept of it. I don't love it. We played New Zealand the other day, so I think let's calm down here. That's like you and I going out and playing against some third graders. Like, it's just not the same. So, you could play center against them, right? But that's probably not your normal skill set. So, I mean, it's just not the same thing when you get to the NBA. I wouldn't love Paolo being the 5, because that means he's guarding a guy that's taller than him, because most teams have a 5 that's going to be at least 7 foot. So then he could get into potential foul trouble. And while I love his interior game, I don't love him being the 5. But again, we're talking about him and Wendell being the 5'4". Height-wise, they're similar. I just feel like Wendell's built for that a little bit more. And plus, you take away Paolo's outside shooting, which is still good, and his ability to get to the rim would be good against some slower centers, but I don't know if I love it. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's going to happen sometime that it looks like he is the 5 out there, and I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I don't know if on a championship team, if the Magic get to a championship level, like within 4 or 5 years, I don't think he's the 5 on a team like that. So, that's just my vision. You?
I'm in agreement with that overall message. I will give. I thought this take from Malik was a little crazy. I didn't want to see Paolo at the 5. I was a little worried about him playing all these minutes at the 5 over the summer and not working on his skill set that may be more applicable to his Orlando Magic role. However, I mean, I know it's New Zealand, but I loved what I was seeing, and I love what I hear from Paolo in his interviews after the game. how do you like playing the 5? Well, I'm just, doing what the team needs. I am making myself a more versatile player, working on my rebounding and my defense, being able to defend 1 through 5. Now, I agree and I disagree with Malik. I think Paolo could play the 5 offensively with a quote-unquote healthy J.I. I mean, that's a huge asterisk. That's the only kind of lineup that it would work, because J.I. would most likely actually defend the 5 on our side of the floor with, Paolo picking up the 4. But if those two guys can pass off down low when there's screens, when there's things, and we already have seen Paolo be able to get out on the perimeter and hold his own against much smaller guards, now he's learning to do it, getting more reps, against bigger guards. And one of the areas that we want to see him get better is rebounding. He already was a very good rebounder, but he can even lead into that strength even more. And Paolo shut me up. He shut all the doubters up by coming out and playing really good at the 5. Again, going straight up and down is what I love to see, being able to take contact with that big body, with that big frame that Doris Burks loves to talk about. But I think maybe we could see something like that, but it's going to be against a select teams. It's going to be case-by-case basis, not teams that have 7-foot centers.
It's only going to happen against teams that are like New Zealand, Old Zealand,
Yeah.
Mid Zealand. That's probably about it.
Well, it's going to be happening for all of FIBA. We'll see how it goes. I mean, if teams in the NBA are trying to run a small ball 5, like, I'm confident that Paolo could play against Chet Holmgren, for example. I'm just thinking Oklahoma City Thunder. Like, he's 7 foot, but he's a smaller 7 foot that could be moved around a little bit. Paolo could body with a guy like that. These bigger 7 foot guys, a guy like Thomas Bryant, even, who's not a great center, but just has the height and the mass on him. Even like if he was going up against Goga. I don't know if we're going to play Georgia, but I wouldn't love that matchup in terms of rebounding for Paolo, but he could do something on the offensive side. Certainly. All right. A little bit of FIBA talk.
Yeah, he's put weight on. He actually looks like a basketball player now, right?
Who's that?
Chet. He's put on a little weight, little muscle, looks like a human being.
Okay, yeah. All right, Peaches.
Yeah. He looks less like a Tim Burton character is all I'm saying.
I put money on him. We're going to talk about bets going into the season, maybe next episode or the episode after when FIBA calms down. But I put money on him for Rookie of the Year. I like it over Wembanyama. He's had time to develop. This is not a Chet Holmgren segment. It's all about Paolo Banchero here and the FIBA.
He just doesn't want to make a Chet Holmgren.
I don't want to make it. I'm not making a thumbnail. I'm not making a Chet Holmgren thumbnail, bro. I'm not doing it right now.
Okay.
Someone else that was talking about FIBA was Gilbert Arenas' take here on the FIBA team. Just seems kind of unnecessary. We were talking about this. This is posted by The Score. This is apparently a quote for him. You see that list he got, he being Steve Kerr? Man, that's a sorry-ass group. Some of them probably don't even start on their team. Now, there's an ellipses in there, so this quote is taken and maybe a little out of context. But this is Gilbert Arenas on Steve Kerr's selections for the USA national team. Pich, what say you? Thoughts on this?
I mean, this guy's just trying to catch bodies. Was Gilbert Arenas ever on one of the Team USA teams? If he was, I don't remember him being there. By the way, check the roster, homie. I'm pretty sure everybody on that Team USA roster does start for their team.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weak take, and it just seems like, I'm guessing hopefully this was taken out of context or something, because for him to just kind of go down this avenue for no reason. I feel like lately right now he's just like trying to come up with at least one good hot take every week, and maybe this is his one for the week. But
it's off season.
Is Gilbert? He's American, right? Is he not? Is he?
Yeah. Get on board.
What's your problem? What's your problem, Zero?
Do you not like America, Gilbert? Come on, man. What the hell?
It's okay if he doesn't, right? But like, if that's your take, then all right, you're not going to like whoever we throw out there. But a little respect for some of the guys that actually do want to play. Some of our better players are either hurt all the time. See Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, if we had a team of all those guys because they were healthy, great. But injuries are a real thing. We can't give Zion Williamson over there. You think we'd like to see him yow on all those little tiny guys from New Zealand? I would love that. But, hey, these are the guys that are willing to go over there. Yeah, it's not our top all-star guys, but these are still really good players who all start for their teams, by the way.
Yeah, you're spot on, Pich. I don't get it. I mean, I do get it. This is not the A-list celebrities, as you said. This is not the Kevin Durant's, the LeBron Jameses. It might not be the A team. But again, there's choice involved. Certain guys, they want to play for the Olympics. For basketball in the basketball world, the Olympics is kind of the gold standard because it was so much so back in the day. You know, the big players only wanted to play for the Olympic team and get that Olympic gold. The FIBA has kind of been an afterthought. Other lesser players have played on it for a long time. This is actually one of the more quality rosters that has played in the FIBA tournament in a long time because the Basketball World Cup didn't mean jack. But as the world competition is beginning to step up their level, I mean, Serbia's got the NBA MVP Jokic, you know? So, like, this is not, you're not going up against your grandma's international squads. The talent is good. It is not a far and away conclusion that the U.S. is going to win this. Canada is stacked. Spain is a good team. Germany, we know. We're going to talk about the Wagners in just a moment. But I think that the U.S. players see the competition rising, and I like that it's become, I don't know if Grant Hill has this in mind, of recruiting the younger guys to play in the FIBA, and if the bigger, you know, headline names want to play for the Olympics, and just have the FIBA tournament become more of a feeder to the Olympic team, kind of an A and a B team happening right here. I think that makes sense because it makes the transitions between these programs a little bit more seamless as America continues to try to remain dominant in a game that's becoming ever more global. It's not, again, a foregone conclusion that the United States will continue to dominate basketball on the world stage. So
right,
I like
France
that our young guys are
got upset by a team of nobodies, right? I mean, it's clearly getting more competitive even in the middle of the card there.
Well, they got torched by Canada, who is not. I mean, they have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray. I mean, they've got
a good squad.
They've got guys there. Yeah, some of their other roster is escaping my mind, but I don't know. I think the take is a little too harsh from Gilbert here.
Yeah, I mean, it may not be our A team, but I still pity the fool who comes down the lane on Paolo Banchero.
Nice. All right, we just teased the Wagners. A little tease there for the Wagners. And let's bring them in. Jason Beatty, our new beat reporter for the Orlando Sentinel, has a post here talking about how Germany defeats Australia in the early morning, the wee hours, 85-82. A nail-biter. Was not able to watch this in a key Group E matchup, and that's the two biggest teams in that group, so it's a huge win for Germany. And they did so without Franz Wagner, who has a slight ankle sprain. Moritz seemed like a little bit of a non-factor here based on this stat line. 4 points, 4 rebounds. Joe Ingles on the other side had 5 points, 4 rebounds. I know Dennis Schroeder, he went off. He had 30 points and a touching moment with his son after that. Germany coach Gordon Elbert, who's actually Canadian, we learned when Court Cousins Germany interviewed him last year. He was asked about Franz Wagner. He says, it was a great team without win without him. Concerning his status for Finland, I have no idea. It's really day-to-day treatment. We'll kind of see what the situation is tomorrow. Germany faces Finland Tuesday. So Franz rolled the ankle, I guess, in the last friendly, or maybe it was the first day of, I think it was the first day of competition. This might be their second game. And he didn't play. The MRIs have come back. It all looks clean. I'm feeling okay, Pich. Franz is a Superman. The guy is an Iron Man. He likes to play. Germany's probably being safe. They figure they won their first game. Let's try to see what we can do. They got the win. It's huge.
Yeah, but it is, let's remember back to this coach and his thoughts when he hurt himself in the last, whatever that was, FIBA or it was the Euros or whatever it was last year when Franz went down and he said, "Oh, it looked barely bad." Yeah. And he was on the court the next day. So like, right. I don't know how much I believe what he's saying. It must be decent to keep Franz off the court in, like you say, the biggest game in that Group E play, because it's tough to keep that guy off the court. He wants to be out there. So something is up that I don't care for. but let's hope he can get back out there and things are fine.
Yeah. Speedy recovery. Vanda kid, get back there, please. Please. I can't take it. My anxiety can't take it. All right. And some more Magic news. This is from our good friends over at Orlando Magic HQ. 3 separate posts here from the Magic filling out their summer or their summer camp, practice camp, training camp. That's the one I'm looking for. Training camp. There it is, Kyle. Thank you very much. With 3 signings of Traveling Queen, Mie Oni, sorry about the pronunciation, and Mac McClung. Pich, any thoughts on this at all?
These all sound like names I would have made up for players when I was making up names for players on games way back in the day. Like they almost don't even sound real. I mean, Traveling Queen, that sounds like an old 80s rock song. Yeah, it just he's definitely going to end up in New Orleans. That's all I'm saying. It's just that's the way those songs work. They all rhyme. That's the way it goes. I'm not really, other than Mac and his dunking ability, I have not heard a lot about any of these players, so don't know. But maybe we should try to find a way to dig deeper. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, I have not a lot of reaction to this. These guys seem like they're athletic, they're capable guards, wing-ish type players. You know, when are we going to sign a forward/center ever? I know, Weltman, I know you have a huge, that brain, that forehead is huge, man. You got a lot of brain in there. Can we please get some depth at the center position? Can we look at some guys? Can we bring that competition level up? I don't know what's going on there, but let us know. What do we need to know about these guys? You think any of them have a chance at that last two-way roster? Let us know.
I'm beginning to think that maybe the front office, maybe they hate big man shit. Maybe they're just more about stretch fours and length. Obviously, big length fans.
Yeah, huge length fans.
They love length. They
Positionless basketball.
Girth. No. They don't care about girth. They're all about length. It's a very strange message to send. But, they're building something.
They are indeed. We'll see how it comes out. We're big jersey guys here, as you may be out there. We love a good jersey, love an obscure jersey, love a unique jersey. And
I love a shit jersey, honestly. They're fun to make fun of.
And we'll see. Where do you land on this one, Pich? This is the Indianapolis, what are they called? The Pacers, the Indianapolis Pacers. Their City Edition jerseys have leaked according to Barstool Indy. How are we feeling about these, Pich?
I mean, I'm not from Indianapolis, and I don't claim to be. Nor have I actually even been to Indianapolis. It's one of the few cities in the east side that I've not been to. But when I think of Indy, and especially when I think of the Pacers, I think of racing, right? Or college basketball, maybe. But if they're going to be the Pacers, this should have more of a speed racer vibe, or some of that look to it. And it just doesn't. It looks like paint kind of splattered, and it looks like they have the Orlando Magic ball on their leg in yellow, which is confusing for everybody.
Yeah, that may also be like their logo. But when I first saw this in the show prep, I thought these are very odd Orlando Magic jerseys because my eye was immediately drawn to the ball logo on the shorts. I guess all it's changed that differentiates our logo from theirs is some stars on the end of ours. Is that all?
Yeah, they have that line going down because it makes a P, It's like really, it's very similar, and this really puts up a spotlight on that. And I'm not loving it. Yeah, I don't think the people from Indy are probably that wild about these. I mean, I've definitely seen worse, but I don't know.
Well, Indy fans, all the Indianapolis Pacers fans that are watching, just chime in the comments. We know you have opinions on them.
Oh, there's tons of people that their Pacers are their A team, Magic B team.
Yeah.
They're here.
Pich says no. We cry copyright infringement. Go after him, Orlando Magic front office. Something else I know you have a take on, Pich, is a guy that is close to your heart because you're talking about A and B teams. Your B team is the Milwaukee Bucks. And there was a recent interview that had a quote from Giannis that caused some waves about him saying he wants to be where people are competing for a championship. And God lets us know that, of course, is just really veiled language for saying, I want to play with Franz and Paolo. And, once this contract's over, we'll be welcoming the big man to our team. And can you just imagine a front court with Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I mean, Franz Wagner on the wing. It's going to be a thing of beauty, Pich.
I mean, hey, that would be ultimate. I'd be for that.
Do you have any take on the comment itself, or how you read into it, being a Bucks follower and appreciator?
Yeah, I'll tell you how I read into it, because you know me, a big reader.
Yeah.
And Giannis said, look, if not, I'm going to want to move on next summer if everyone's not on the same page. But luckily in this book that I'm reading, everyone gets on the same page. I think that they will try to do enough to put the house down to keep Giannis there. But unfortunately, what you see kind of building there is what sort of happens in a lot of the sports with the small market teams. They can put together a little run, right? If they draft right and they get lucky on a few guys and then bring in a couple of free agents to top them off, they can get that 1 or 2 championship little window, but then it closes because they don't have the money to sustain long-term or sign tons of guys to big deals. And then this kind of thing starts to happen. So it is a possibility that they go that route, because maybe they want to just, get back to normal and go rebuild, because that seems to be the way the small market teams go. But I think that the Bucks are going to take another leap, but their window is kind of closing with this current roster. They have another year where they're still a top Eastern Conference team for sure, but in 2 or 3 years, unless they happen to draft the next Giannis or something like that, are they still in the top 2 or 3 in the league? I don't think so. So I get where he's saying, and he's having a little forethought. He's always been one of those guys that wanted to be proud, to stay on the same team, win with that team. So I think as long as they make even a half-hearted effort by bringing in some guys that are hungry. Sometimes when you have a bunch of guys on your team that have won before, that same hunger's not there. So I think if they can get some of that going on, it'll revitalize him, and he'll be staying in Milwaukee, I think. But I'd love to see him, obviously, in the blue and the black. Oh, come on, let's go.
I don't know. I mean,
Jersey Maker's buying a vowel for this guy. Come on, it's tough. It's a tough print on the back. It's a big art. It's a long name.
A lot of great points from you, Pich. A lot that I agreed with. There. I think it's a little bit of gamesmanship from Giannis. He wants to keep his front office honest. This is a game. He doesn't want people to get too comfortable, so he has to maintain his leverage in the negotiations. And so that's a smart move. You're absolutely right with the small market teams. The game is becoming, more and more, you're more and more marketable from any location nowadays, but we still see, LA players get a different bump. New York players get a different bump. These big markets still do matter, ladies and gentlemen. And, it is a little bit of a struggle. So I want to see the Bucks succeed and keep Giannis, because I want that to portend the same future for our Orlando Magic. I don't really want to buy into the fantasy of him going anywhere, but the Bucks do have some important decisions to make over the next few years, to your point, to make sure they can continue to craft a team. Middleton and Jrue Holiday and Brook Lopez, they're commanding a good amount of money. Of course, Giannis is going to be a max player. That does put you into the luxury tax pretty damn quick. So you test the waters on how much your owner is willing to come out of pocket versus the product on the floor. If you're going to pay Chris Middleton big money and Jrue Holiday, those guys got to perform, or it's going to cause problems with you building a successful team. Hey, you could always draft another Giannis wherever they got him in the draft, but guess what? That front office is in Orlando. So are they going to be able to do it again? We shall see. You're right. You got to get lucky in the draft or have some foresight there to continue to have success as a small market team. Your team building just has to be a little bit better than those guys in the big markets. Look at Austin Reeves with a shoe deal, playing next to LeBron in LA. He took a pay cut, but did he really? He got a shoe deal with Nike. Like, he's doing just fine. So great points from you. I hope he stays where he is.
Well, I think just the mere mention of Giannis leaving the Bucks is probably the answer to this next slide that you're about to show everybody.
Yes. Apologies, any Bucks fans, if we triggered you. We didn't mean to. But trigger warning for now, Magic fans. All right. Because as Welt God lets us know, how do you trigger the Orlando Magic fan base with one sentence? Not even one sentence. He'll give me just 2 words. Orlando Magics. Magics with an S. I thought I got a freaking chuckle out of this one because I used to say that as a kid. You know, I was trying to learn how to put words together in sentences. I saw more than one player on the court representing the Orlando Magic. That means there's multiple Magics. There's 5 Magics on the floor at once. So I would often say I love the Orlando Magics. But it is funny to, yeah. I mean, so I'm sorry for anyone I triggered.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you would have set me right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I was 7, you know, I was 8. I was just, I didn't know what was going on really.
Yeah, you weren't familiar with the terms deer or
right.
heat or, you know, words that could mean multiple people without an S. It makes sense. I've definitely heard this a bunch of times. I guess it doesn't really super trigger me as much as it makes me feel bad for the person that thinks that's actually correct. So they get more pity from me than trigger on that one.
I don't know how to transition into this next one besides just to say that we're all just going to get a laugh. You know, there are some really good players out there to see, you know, who is going to get this last two-way spot for the Orlando Magic. There's a lot of really good players out there. A new player that people really want to keep an eye out on is this guy coming in. Here's a good shot of him. Apparently his measurables are 6'3", 215. And he's looking like he's got some tenacity to bring to the basketball court. Looks like he'll box out. He might do some big man shit for you, Pich. That's Donald Trump, of course, listed. That I guess that when he got your mugshot, I'm not sure if this is common procedure, but he's the former president of the United States, so he probably got a couple perks. Maybe one of those was I get to write down my height and weight. And so listed as 6'3", 215. I don't know. 6'3". That's a comparison to Lou Dort there at 6'4", 220.
I mean, look,
comp work.
Another comparison they could have put in here is Pich.
Yeah.
6'4", 230.
Oh, there you go.
I just don't think D Trump is like 15 pounds lighter than me. I'm just pretty sure. Like I know I'm known for eating some fast food, but this guy, come on, just have a look, think about it, just say, and then now it feels insulting to throw a Lou Dort into this class with a couple of wide-bodied white boys like us. But player comparisons are hilarious, so I thought this was super funny because this is one of the most ridiculous comparisons that could ever be made.
Fucking Rich. Thanks everyone for all of your posts, for the social media roundup, all the tweets, twats, and hilarious laughs we got. I don't care. I'm going to keep saying tweets. I'm not doing X. I refuse to do it. Yeah.
Do your thing, bro. I had a lot of good points in this segment, and here's one more.
Make our jobs easier. Add us court_cousins, and maybe your post will end up on the show. So excited to be welcoming to the show for the 3rd time our brother from down under, the fastest parent in Australia. Let's everyone please give a warm Court Cousins welcome to our man from Magic player history, Jay.
Oh, good.
How we doing today? How we doing?
Better now that you're here, Jay. Better now that you're here. But
I missed you guys.
I know.
I'm so sorry to miss the big 50th episode, last episode, but we're on episode 51 here. So.
And before we get into the game that we will be playing together today, as always, sir, we care about how you're doing. You're a second cousin. You're part of the Magic family. How are you doing, sir, for the psychological check-in?
So, boys, for my psychological check-in, I've whipped up this here picture of I've borrowed Jimmy Butler from the finals, and I've chucked our friend Cole on there. So I'm pretty tired. So I did tell you guys I've just sort of started a gym down here in Australia, so it's been really exhausting, really rewarding, but I've just been grinding away here pretty full on. So that's why the Magic player history has been a little bit quiet. I've given myself an off season to just grind away here in the gym, but I've got a lot of stuff coming up, working on some new stuff. Of course, super excited that Joe Ingles is playing for the Magic, the first ever Aussie player. signed with the Magic. So got some stuff Joe Ingles related coming up pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, we'd be remiss if we didn't open before we play the game just by asking how you feeling, Joe Ingles being on the team, any Australian insights you can give us about our new forward.
Look, I think he's going to be really good in the locker room, off court for the guys. He's a great vet for the team. I think he'll take a lot of these guys under his wing. He's a pro's pro. On the court, I think he's a little bit of a cross between MCW and Mo Wagner. He's a bit of an instigator. He'll get under the skin. We saw a little bit of that in the World Cup the other night. He was actually against Germany. We saw a little bit of Ingles v Wagner, which was cool to see. Look, he talks a bit of trash. Obviously, he's a great shooter, so he's going to help us there. Underrated passer as well. Athletically, his probably best days are behind him. But really excited to see what he can bring to the team.
Are you saying you think you could outrun him? Is that what you're saying?
I would back myself. Yeah, I'm happy to take.
I think I would too, to be honest.
if Joe wants to take me on, I'm happy to challenge him.
Just because most fans probably out there don't know, second cousins don't know, I'm going to pump up Jay a little bit. Jay, you have a record or close to a record in Australia in track and field. Tell me a little bit more about that, because I was just blown away.
So, yeah, I've opened the gym here. So I am a track and field athlete. I run the 400 meters, and I'm a masters athlete. I'm a little bit older than you, Carl. I'm more in Pich's sort of age group here. Look, I hold a few Australian records for my age group for the 400 meters, and planning to come to the States to try to break another record in December, and hopefully catching a Magic game or two while I'm there. So pretty excited about that. But yeah, look, that's what I do here in the gym. I teach people how to move better and run better, and to just not get injured. So, if the Magic want to hit me up, I can probably help them with JI anytime.
Yes. All right. So Jay, if you don't know already, runs a YouTube channel and on the socials, Magic Player History, where he gives these awesome breakdowns of his project is every single player. He's got a ways to go, but he's chipping away and trying to give props to every single person that made the NBA, that got into that Orlando Magic journey, or into that Orlando Magic jersey, and giving a little bit of backstory for him. I've watched all of them, I think, now, Jay. They're awesome. Can't wait to see what's coming out next. And normally, when Jay comes on the show, he is the game host, and he's throwing the questions at Pich and I. We've played a couple different versions, but not today. No. Jay is in the hot seat today, and Pich and I will be firing away the questions. It is still a competition between Pich and I. This is Court Cousins. The cousins are going at it. And let me explain the game. We are going to give clues one at a time to Jay about an Orlando Magic player. Depending on when Jay guesses the player, we will get a certain amount of points. So the earlier in the clues that Jay guesses the player, the less points Pich and I will get. We've got 4 total clues. If he guesses it right away, 0 points. If it takes him to the last clue, 3 points for either of us, and we'll add them up. We're going head to head on 3, and if we need, we have a 4th in the back pocket for a tiebreaker. You ready, Jay?
I just want to clarify for the audience that I 100% know the answers to all of these questions, and if I get any wrong, it's just because I'm sandbagging because I like one of you more than the other.
All right, you play along out there and see if you can beat Jay, the expert in Magic Player History. All right, so I'm going first, right, Pich? You want me to go first here?
Lead us off.
All right, so this player, Jay, was the 2006 SEC Player of the Year.
Ooh.
See, you guys have gone straight to my weakness because college basketball is like, it's not a thing in Australia. So
right.
I couldn't even tell you what colleges play in the SEC. So good work, Carl. You've got a point there because you've narrowed it down from 280 players down to maybe like 100 guys who played for the Magic sometime after 2006. So you've narrowed it down a little bit.
All right, so you're winnowing the possibilities here. All right, second clue, Jay. This player scored his career high with the Magic at 33 points, along with 3 rebounds and 3 assists in a double overtime loss to the 76ers in 2013. High of 33 points in a double overtime win against the 76ers 2013.
So was this a career high or is he high for the Magic?
No, that's his career high.
And if I take a guess here and get it wrong, am I like out, or can I take another guess on the next clue?
No, we're gonna keep going. You can guess. If you get it right, then it is it. Then I get. If you get it right now, then I get 1 point.
This is going to probably sound stupid because I got no idea what college is playing the SEC, but I'm just going to take a guess for a player. Let's just say Mo Harkless.
Nah, I need a buzzer. Damn, I should have gotten a buzzer. Not right. Okay, but I think this one, as we give you the clues, we try to make them a little bit easier. I think this might give it away. We'll see, Jay. All right, third clue. This player was drafted by the Celtics and then signed and traded to the Magic in 2011. Maybe drafted by the Celtics. Kind of a recent player, but I know this is in your blind spot. It's a lot of Magic blind spots because this was not a great era of Magic basketball.
See, and this is the thing.
Another clue.
I could tell you pretty much any player the Magic drafted, but I don't know. I got no idea who the Celtics bloody drafted. So
right. Okay.
So played for the Magic 2011.
He was in those really good teams. I'll give you a little bit more on this clue. He was on those Celtics teams, a bench player. I don't think he was on the championship team with them, but just kind of a role player off the bench. Then he signed and traded to the Magic, where he had more of a featured role.
I've got a couple of names that I'm kind of tossing around from that kind of era of the Magic, but yeah, you're in my. It's just like the post-Dwight era where we're all sort of, yeah. You knew this was the time to go for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to take hours here with my guesses, so I'm just going to start throwing names out.
Yeah.
How about Malik Allen?
No, that's way more obscure than I'm going right now. Last clue, Jay. His nickname. He's nicknamed. This is nicknamed like he's just out of the womb. A little bit of a riddle. Think of what comes just out of the womb.
Oh, Big Baby Davis.
Yes.
Large infant.
Okay.
The large infant. That's a good one, Pich. All right, so
That's what I used to call him.
It took Jay till the last clue to get that, so I got 3 points on that. I got 3 points on that. Okay. So now, Pich, it is over to you, and I'm going to grab a piece of paper to track this.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to get a good.
I sandbagged that one, Pich, because you're my favorite. So this is going to be really easy now.
Well, I wanted to see what kind of clues he was throwing at you because I wanted to see how hard I'd go. That first clue was hard. Like, do not.
I mean, you guys probably know the answers.
I didn't know it based on that first answer, but I did know like SEC is not a basketball powerhouse, but they have some decent teams. But yeah, I felt like that was a little obscure. But I'm trying to see if I can do a little bit better with my first clue. So this gentleman. Let's see. Let's go. This guy was. What about him?
Can you tell who prepared?
I don't know what. I don't know what to tell you about him. He's I feel like it gives it away. We start talking about what he's done. But let's see. He played in over 1,000 games in his career, so he's a veteran of the NBA, 13 years.
Is that the first clue?
He only played one season with our Orlando Magic. That's my whole first clue.
So he played over 1,000 games, only 1 year with the Magic.
One full season. Yep.
One full season. So hang on, one full season. So does that mean he played like? So did he only play for the Magic during one season?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, God. Yeah, there's only like 100 guys who have played one season for the Magic.
Yeah, it does narrow it down a bit.
Yeah, we're down from 280 down to 140 guys probably. Over 1,000 games. I mean, Dominique Wilkins played over 1,000 games, and he only played one season for the Magic, so I'll throw that one out there.
It's a good guess.
First guess.
It's a good guess, but no, it's not Dominique. All right.
Okay.
Next question is, this gentleman was a 2-time All-Star.
2-time All-Star. 2-time. Well, Dominique
and his one season that he played for the Magic was his next to last season in the NBA.
Next to last. Okay, so that rules out Ben Wallace. Patrick Ewing was more than a 2-time All-Star. Did Sean Kemp play 1,000 games? Did he play after he came to the Magic? Or did he retire with... I think Magic was his last season for Kemp. I think. God.
You don't have to guess every round, Jay. You can just ask for the next clue if you want to keep it moving.
Larry Hughes. I didn't even know if he played 1,000 games.
Nope, not Larry Hughes.
Okay.
Okay.
Third clue.
Larry Hughes wasn't even an All-Star. What am I talking about?
This is a hard game, man. Don't act like
Third
you're doing
clue,
better in the comments.
This guy was drafted by the Chicago Bulls in the first round with the 9th overall pick. Not going to give you the year of that draft. But he played most of his career at the beginning with the Chicago Bulls. And when he joined the Orlando Magic, he donned the number 24.
Okay. I was thinking you were leading towards Horace Grant there for a second, but I mean, he only played one season, so I was like, hang on, that's not right. Okay, so number 24 for the Magic played one season with the Magic, 2-time All-Star, played over 1,000 games.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God. One season for the Magic. Was he drafted by Chicago, you said?
He was drafted by Chicago, first round pick, 9th overall.
You haven't given me the year.
Nope.
Give him the year, Pich, you masochist.
No.
I'm saving the year for the next one.
Oh, no. Your clues are too hard.
Reggie Theus wasn't drafted by the Bulls, was he? He was number 24.
Oh.
It was Reggie an All-Star, 1,000 games. BJ Armstrong. BJ. What his number was? BJ Armstrong.
Theus sounds better because he
was it Reggie Theus?
It is Reggie Theus.
Oh!
God, I had no idea he was drafted by Chicago. Okay. And so he played 1 year.
I thought if I gave you the year, it would be too obvious because him
played
being
1
in
year
the
for the
70s.
Nets after his Magic career. Yeah.
Right.
God, what years was he an All-Star? God, must have been like the mid-'80s, was it?
It was when he was with the Bulls, I believe. Where did it say that fact? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was when he was with the Bulls. There it is. Leaderboards and awards and honors. 2 All-Star games, 81 and 83. So yeah, early in his career.
Well, I was 2 years old. Yeah, I remember that game.
All right, so the
I don't either, yeah.
The scores are actually, it's 2-1 since he got my clue on the last one. I don't get that third point since he got it there. You were on the third clue, Pich, so it goes 0-1. So you got that 1 point. I have 2 points. So we're going into the second player for me. I'm starting with a clue that I know will be hard for you, Jay. Right now. No, you're doing good.
I'm subscribing for my channel as we speak.
You're doing good. Let's pick up the pace. Let's pick up the pace, gentlemen. All right, so
too much thinking, more guessing. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. This player played center for the Magic and attended LSU.
Okay, so we could have Stanley Roberts, Shaquille O'Neal, Gerd Hamming, which is like 3 years back to back.
Right.
I'm going to guess you're not going to be doing Shaquille O'Neal, so I'm just going to guess Stanley Roberts.
Oh, okay. It's not Stanley Roberts. That was a good guess, sir. This player was drafted with the 26th pick in the 1993 draft.
Gerd Hamming.
Oh, he got it on my second clue. I get 0 points for that. And that's probably why it was too easy. I went with a video. I got the information for this off of a video from Magic Player History. Make sure you check it out. The clues that we didn't get to, I know. Well, I wanted to give a couple. Correct me on any of these if I'm wrong, Jay. Born in the Netherlands, played in Italy briefly, had a really odd quote unquote 3 years for the Magic, but it was kind of back and forth, right?
Yeah, he played like a game or two a year. So there was issues with his contract holdout. There was issues with injuries, and there was part of the issues was just he just, well, all respect to Git, but he just wasn't as good as the other centers we had on the team, namely Shaquille O'Neal.
The other LSU centers that we just kept drafting back to back to back.
Yeah, pretty much.
So before we just hustled a bunch of Michigan guys, we were really into LSU for a while. So we don't really give our scouts a lot of money for travel. Is what
apparently, yeah, this goes back. You're right, Pich.
We like those yellow uniforms, don't we?
Maybe it's that. All right, Pich, you're up, sir.
All right, let's see. Here we go. This gentleman here, he had a 10-year career in the NBA. Put up 587 games, stout number. And I would consider him to be a stout fella who played his college ball in Utah. I'm gonna use that as that's my first clue. There's a bunch of stuff there.
There's a bunch of stuff there, but no idea how he could have played one game for the Magic or 600 games. Well, 587 NBA games. College.
A stout fella that would have done big man shit. I'll give you that.
A stout fella. So there's a little bit of a clue there. A stout fella. So he's a big guy, I guess, and he's the kind of guy that old Pich on the back porch likes. He's doing big man shit. But was he? You didn't tell me whether
Utah
he was drafted by the Magic, did you? So
it's the first clue. I'm trying.
Sorry, I'm doing too much thinking and not enough.
Yeah,
I know Michael Doliak was Utah college, so I'll throw Doliak out there.
He's got it. It's
oh
Mike
my
Doliak.
gosh!
I knew I was in trouble because I was like, shit, Doliak was drafted by the Magic. He's going to know that one.
Well, you didn't tell me the player was or it wasn't, so I was just like, I had to just go for a guy who was.
Yeah,
so.
no, that was good. That's good. I mean, this is why he's the king. This is why he knows the Magic players.
Small amount of redemption there, but it literally could have been, I don't know, there's probably like 50 players in the NBA who would have fit that description, and I just knew Doliak, so
it's the only amazing to think he was the 12th pick overall, like that.
Yeah, back in the days when height mattered more than athleticism.
Yeah. If you were 6'10", 6'11", you got to play in the NBA. Didn't matter your creed or your color, you were just in there.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, I'm still I'm nursing this 2-point lead on Pich right now. Still anyone's game if Pich can stump him and he gets mine right here. This one may be too obvious. Let's see here. This clue might not. This clue probably won't give it to you though. This player had 2 stints with the Magic for a total of 3 seasons. I'll even give you the years.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to give you the years. That's too much. That's too much for the first clue.
Okay.
2 stints.
There's not too many guys. There's not too many guys who have played for us twice. We've got Aflalo. We've got AJ, 2 stints, total of 3 years, you said?
Total of 3 seasons, yeah.
3 seasons. Look, I'll guess Aflalo. Did he play 3?
Fuck!
Oh,
shit! Damn it!
What's coming on?
Oh, shit! Damn!
Whether he played 3 seasons with us or just 2, but look, I'm trying not to take too long thinking here. So sometimes you just go with gut.
Let me go through the other clues, you bastard. The 3 seasons, he played 2 from 2012 to 14, and then came back for 17 to 18. He was our leading scorer for that 13-14 team. He was the second leading scorer behind Tobias Harris in the 12-13 team. Traded to the Magic from the Denver Nuggets, and my 4th and final one was Kyle is a huge follower of Aflalo, also known as an Aflaloer.
I don't know if I would have got it off that clue. Did we trade him for Fournier?
Yes, he was in the Fournier trade. Okay. No bonus points. Wow. No bonus points, Jay. All right, so Pich, I'm nursing this 2-point lead. It's anyone's game. Pich, give us your first clue, sir.
Come on, pick another center from the '90s, please. Come on.
All right. Yeah. No, we're not going that way again, which is a clue in itself, but that's a freebie, I suppose. This gentleman here, 12 years in the NBA, 814 games. He was drafted by the Detroit Pistons, but he's most known for playing for another team. In fact, he never suited up for the Detroit Pistons. He was drafted in the 4th round, 17th pick.
The fourth round. Holy cow. Okay, so we're talking like drafted in the 80s when we had 4 rounds. Now, hang on. I just got to remember all of these clues you just gave me. So how many games, sorry?
814 games over 12 seasons.
814 games, drafted by Detroit but never played for them. You didn't tell me how long he played for the Magic, did you?
I did not.
In the 80s. Detroit. Okay.
I'm going to put you on a timer.
Sorry, you like your big man.
No, I'm just trying
I
not to
got no
lose.
idea who Detroit would have drafted in the 80s. You didn't say how long he played for the Magic. It's not the Catman. I know you love the Catman. Terry Catledge?
Oh, I do love the Catman, but no, I wasn't going to go with that. I figured it'd be too on the nose.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I did select this man, this is kind of a bonus clue. Not sure if you're aware of this. This man right here currently works in the same building that I work. I guess that kind of makes us co-workers at the current moment. He did only play 1 season for the Orlando Magic.
1 season.
And he currently is a co-worker of Pich. He works in the same building, which is in Dallas.
I got no idea who. That could literally be anyone on the planet for all I know, right? 1 season.
I have a bobblehead of him on my desk. No, but you don't know it. You've never seen my desk, but it's there.
You're not telling me how he played 1 season with the Magic, but you're not telling me what season.
I'm not going to tell you that that it was his final year of his career.
Final year, 80s, man. Sidney Green?
No.
Yeah,
all right.
For the Spurs after
score update. Right now, we're going on to Pich's 3rd clue, correct, Pich?
Yes.
So you've already secured the 2 points. If Jay does not get it on this clue, Pich wins, and the red lettuce, your boy, loses. So this is a big clue right here, Pich.
Oh my God.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a list of the teams that this gentleman's played for in no particular order.
How many games again? 800 and something?
816.
Give him the order. Come on.
You want them in order? All right.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Sacramento, Atlanta again, Minnesota, and the Orlando Magic.
Minnesota. Okay, so Minnesota, they only came into the league the year before, same year as the Magic. And then, oh man, I got nothing on this one.
Damn it, Jay.
So drafted by Detroit, never played for them, played for Atlanta. He played after Orlando, he played 1 more season.
No, Orlando was his final season.
Oh, sorry. Okay. And who was before Orlando?
Minnesota.
Eagles.
I'll also give you this. There was a year in between where this man played overseas. So it's Minnesota, played overseas, came back, Orlando, 1 year done.
I got no freaking idea. He's stout. Is this the same guy? Is this a stout guy?
Nope. Stout guy was Doliak. It's not stout.
Damn it.
Gonna go ahead and give you this one. Opposite of stout.
Opposite of stout.
Opposite.
Skinny.
I should know this. He played for Minnesota, took a year off, came back, and finished his career with the Magic. Man, I'm gonna get destroyed in the comments for this one.
I don't know. I don't think so. Dang.
And he was drafted in the 4th round. That's throwing me off. That's the one that's throwing me off. 800 games, 4th round. Man, you've won the game with this one, Pich.
All right, so I'll give you 2 final clues just to see if you can get it for the sake of fun.
Okay.
That last season that he played for the Orlando Magic was the 97-98 season.
And he was drafted in the 80s.
Of all the teams that I mentioned, he is most known for playing with the Atlanta Hawks.
Finished in 97-98 with the Magic.
Oh, is this Dominique?
Cheeky bugger. I got it now. Spud Webb.
It's Spud Webb.
Oh, you cheeky
Is
bugger.
the opposite of stout.
4 games for the Magic, Pich. Come on now. You're pulling guys who played 4 games for the Magic.
Hey, man, I'm trying to win a contest here. I had Tariq Abdul-Wahad in the chamber, but I knew
you couldn't have thrown out there that he was, a dunk contest champion, nothing like that. That was
going to be my last clue. It was going to be getting into the dunk competition.
Even if you said he was in the dunk contest, that would have narrowed it down to like 10, 12 Magic players,
I figured a lot of the clues were going to kind of lead you in a Dominique Wilkins way, but you guessed him earlier and then you guessed him again. So
the 4th round, I just couldn't get past the 4th round of the draft.
The 4th round is weird.
So I was thinking early 90s, and I was like, the fact that I did not know that he played overseas before he played for the Magic.
I didn't either, so that's what made it great.
Yeah, I was like, I should know this. Okay.
All right.
And then, I was definitely thinking somebody who probably played more than 4 games. I didn't know you were going.
Yeah, Spud's a colleague. I'm hoping soon when the G League season gets going to bump elbows with him a little bit, or maybe it'll be my elbow on the top of his head. I don't know. But maybe we'll get to ball a little bit because I'm looking forward to that. This could be good.
Pretty sure I'm the exact same height as Spud, but I would back him in a dunk contest over me these days anyway.
But not in a race. That was good. Pich pulls it out in the end. Never pull out, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm just kidding. That was a poor joke. And thanks, as always, to our brother from down under, Jay, man. Always a pleasure for coming on the show. Hey, how'd you do in the comments? Let us know. Be honest. And make sure you check out Jay at Magic Player History. Peace out, Jay.
Thanks, guys. Psych. Thanks for the Flalo clue. It's the only reason the Pich won. So.
Thank you so much, Jay, for stopping by. Our brother from down under. Amazing Magic fan. Make sure you check out Magic Player History.
Oh,
good. So good down there. No, that was bad. Just want to say 13. That's the only thing I can really say. In an Australian accent. Thanks so much, Jay, for coming by and playing that ridiculous game with us. Truly appreciate you, brother. All right, now, before we get into the large ending, make sure you don't go anywhere. Another shout out to all of our all-stars and second cousins over on the Patreon making this show go. Magic Player History, Bolby the Dawn, Paulo and Franz's Warmth, Andy, Dylan Holden, Drum, Rafael Perez, Breadhead, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, Connor, and Yachty. Again, if you're not able to contribute on the Patreon right now, no big deal. People's financial situations fluctuate. It's all good. But make sure you like and subscribe and all that fun stuff so that we can get this Orlando Magic content to more people out there and spread this Orlando Magic agenda.
Yes, tell them about the insane takes that you're hearing about. Tell them about all my good points, too. Don't just focus on the ones you don't like from last week.
Oh, yeah. Reference the cold open. Pich, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, sir. Hit that button. Pich, you recently played kickball, refereed kickball at Jerry's World, the Star in Dallas, Cowboys Stadium. I mean, what the hell was that like, man? It looked amazing.
Yeah, AT&T Stadium. What an event! I was there to be the referee for the Dallas Stars. You had the 4 major teams. You had the Mavericks, the Rangers, the Stars, and the Cowboys all there for a big kickball. We had 2 games going on the field. Like, I showed up at the stadium, and the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders were there at the door. I'm walking in, and they're shaking the pom-poms, and I got to walk down the middle of them. And I was like, this is insane. What's happening? I sign up. I get my referee shirt. I go down, I'm on the field in about 2 seconds, and then talking to guys about kickball rules, which, by the way, they take their kickball very seriously here. And I started reffing a game between the Texas Rangers and the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm just like, what is this life? I'm standing right next to the star at the 50-yard line, and I'm reffing a game between these Dodgers. This is the first time I've been to the stadium, and it's for that.
Wow.
But it was pretty cool, man. It's a cool stadium. It was a great way to to see it all. The mascot was there. I wish I could have taken more pictures and video, but like I said, people were serious about this. I had grown adults yelling about calls I made. Very, very serious stuff here. The Cowboys team in particular had a guy that I swear to God was the Vince Lombardi of kickball coaches. I had to ask to see what he did. It turns out he runs a loading dock. God bless him. He looked like the king of kickball. Gave me a ton of shit. And you know what? Everybody was cool about it after the fact, but in the moment they were heated. And the Cowboys team did something they can never do, which is they won a championship. They won the kickball championship, and they got the championship hats. It was quite the thing, and hopefully it'll become a yearly thing. I see you flipping fingers my way, so I'll go right into my question. How do you think your boys are going to do this season on the football field?
Well, if you really want to check out, Jonah came over today, Pich, earlier, one of my good friends, and we actually recorded some Dallas Cowboys content. Okay. So Jerry Makes Me Drink is the working title that we're going with for that. We'll see if it makes the light of day. But we went through a schedule preview, and we were, normal, hyperbolic, exaggerated Cowboys fans. I think we had them coming out at 14-3 or 13-4. Pich is away, and now he's back. We'll see what he's got here. Oh, I'm taking that when I come down.
Yeah, this is the one thing that I got at the game. These are the cups they give you on the sideline to drink out of. So that if Jerry's going to make you drink out of one of his cups. You can have this.
I will. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Let's clap it up for Pich. So yeah, Cowboys should be pretty good. It's been disappointing. We're kind of in that mediocrity, that middle area. Can this be the year that we push through? We shall see. And now I ask you, Pich, same question, but for your teams. Season's going to be starting soon. You have a Bills and Broncos potential records. What are you looking at these teams doing this year?
Well, the Bills division definitely got a lot tougher.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 11. I'm gonna say 11-6, and that I'm being optimistic. I'd love to see them in that range.
Okay.
For the Broncos, I've got to go like 7, maybe 8-9. Okay. I think they're going to be toiling right around that 500 mark. We've lost a ton of receivers. Right now, so injuries are a problem. New coach, still have Russell Wilson at quarterback. I don't have high hopes for this squad, and again, also playing in a division that's pretty good. So it's going to be tough for them, I think.
You're playing the NFC East, I believe, this year because the Cowboys are playing the AFC East or whatever conference you're in, the division you're in. So we're playing the Bills this year.
Yes.
Jonah brought up the point, what if the Bills and the Cowboys meet in the Super Bowl? Then the Diggs brothers could guard each other or play against each other, and we could have a little tension going on. I said that's a good idea. I'm ready to buy into that here.
Look, if the Buffalo Bills are ever going to win the Super Bowl, there's no better team for it to be against than the Dallas Cowboys. So I am for this. Let's do it. Hey, we lost 3 just greats. I know, last show we talked about losing Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
The time since we've done this show, we lost the great Bob Barker. My God, I could do a whole podcast on that guy. He's a good dude. Another guy who was awesome when he hosted Monday Night Raw, by the way, like Pee Wee did. And then also from the WWE world, we lost Bray Wyatt, young guy, great performer. And also we lost Terry Funk, who is very old, but very legendary name, especially in the hardcore wrestling, and a lot in the Texas area in particular. So just some legends of things I've watched on TV going down. Did you know all those gentlemen? Is any of those coming as a shock to you?
I'm not familiar with Bray or Funk's work. It's sad to see a young man so young pass away. I just read kind of the headline, and my heart breaks over stuff like that. But Bob Barker, that was a part of our childhood. I remember going down to Florida, hanging out with Grandma, watching that in the morning. It was just a thrill. And then when I got to college, I designed my schedule so that I didn't have a class till noon so that I could watch Price is Right from 11 to noon. So
Woo!
I
That's
made good
good.
decisions. I made good decisions and watched a lot of Bob Barker. Legend, will be missed.
Most amazing thing about Bob Barker, passing away at the age of 99. He got as close as he could to 100 without going over. He wins both showcases. Bob Barker, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
Bob
God,
Barker.
that's amazing. I saw this in the NASCAR world, or the race stock car racing. Is it NASCAR? Ryan Preece flipped his car 10 times, man. The video is crazy. We're only can comment because he appears to be doing fine. He's a little, like, obviously kind of just dumbfounded, but appears to be healthy. That was a gnarly crash. He starts to go, and the wind takes his car because it just goes up on the side 10 times. I mean, that is crazy. I know Pich, some of the listeners out there, some of the second cousins might know, a little bit of racing experience behind the wheel in some tracks in Vermont. Were you ever in a crash, or were you ever, on track when a crash went down?
Yes, at the Milk Bowl, which is one of the biggest events of the year. I did flip, landed back on my wheels, started it back up, and then drove, and didn't realize that the race had ended while I had flipped and was in the infield. So I took myself a little victory lap. And then I reached in for my air horn so I could air horn in front of the crowd on the way out because, showman. But yeah, definitely wasn't 10 times. It was just once. And mine was in a Geo Metro. This guy was going a lot faster.
Yeah.
But still, you feel it. Even if you've been in a regular car accident, you feel it. Even one flip, even bumping a guardrail real fast.
Yeah.
This guy, his marbles were shook, but thank God he's all right, man. That's horrific. Talked about it for a while, and I need to know: are there any plans for this wedding so far? Are we talking destination wedding? Are we in somebody's backyard?
Yeah.
How hot are the bridesmaids? Give me some beats.
I'm staying off that last one. You'll have to find out, Pich. But we're just getting into that. We'll have to see how many people we're gonna have. We want kind of like a backyard feel, outdoor feel, Connecticut in the fall, maybe something like that. So we'll let you know when the date is confirmed, Pich. Maybe bachelor party down in,
let me know,
yeah, maybe bachelor party down in Florida on the Court Cousins night. All the second cousins come out, and we can have a beer together. We can see if Zombie Kyle will come out. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, man, it's been a fun one. Good to see you, Pich. I love you to death, man. It's always good to hang with you. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your schedules to listen or to watch. Appreciate all the comments, any stars on whatever listening platform you're listening on, the likes, all the subscribes. Appreciate all you do, second cousins. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Thanks for coming.